I sat on top of the downstairs cistern for years and no one else has ever complained. Why you decided I needed a holder screwed to the wall is beyond me.
Because, Mrs. Simpson, whenever you're doing whatever it is you're doing there, I find it more than a little nauseating to be called in when you've knocked the toilet bowl onto the floor and watch helplessly as it rolled out of reach. Might be cute when the Andrews puppy does it, but the sight of you sitting there...
I don't know why I'm firing you.
I'll tell you why, Mrs. Simpson. Because you know perfectly well no one will put up with you, not without very expensive life insurance and regular payments of danger money.
Look, if I could find someone who treated me with a bit of respect, I wouldn't mind paying them danger money. In fact, I think I will. You're fired.
You could pay them a king's ransom and it still wouldn't last more than a few days with you, Mr. Simpson. You're a strange man, Mr. Simpson. A strange man, and that's a fact.
But you can talk. Where's my tea?
Since you were too busy to answer my question, Mr. Simpson, I think you'll find all the basic ingredients are still in their proper places. In the tap, in the caddy, and in the refrigerator, all of which you find in the kitchen. If you knew where it was, that is.
I know where the kitchen is. I've lived here for 25 years. And I could make my own tea if I wanted.
Are you sure you could make a pot of tea all on your own without blowing yourself up, that is?
I come perfectly well on my own before you descended on me like a plague with your sarcasm and your insolence.
Oh, you have a very short memory, Mr. Simpson. When I first arrived, this house was a complete shambles. It was unclean, untidy, and your discarded unmentionables had taken over the landing and was threatening to cascade down the stairs like a volcano having a bad latter day. There wasn't any decent food in the house, and you were well not to put too fine a point on it on your way to go to the dogs.
Whole world's gone to the dogs.
Well, we've got a generation to put there in the We've had our go, so it's a bit pointless for us to complain now. Not that that'll stop you, of course.
I can look after myself.
You're not the kind of man who can look after himself, Mr. Simpson. Goodness knows what would have happened if your daughter hadn't put her foot down and got me in to look after you. Your wife had only been gone 6 months, and you'd already managed to get yourself into a right proper state. She must have been a saint to have put up with you for 30 years. Not to mention the way you keep upsetting the neighbours.
Upsetting the neighbours. That refugee from a penal colony isn't sober long enough to get upset.
I've always found Mr. Bruce most agreeable and easy to talk to.
Yes, you find everyone easy to talk to. Unfortunately, they find it considerably more difficult to answer back. Tell me, do you ever stop talking?
Only when I'm eating, drinking, sleeping, when I'm at church. Life's too short to be quiet, Mr. Simpson.
Why do you keep calling me Mr. Simpson?
Because it's your name, Mr. Simpson. You surely don't want me calling you sir now, do you?
Well, that would be a bit more respectful, but no, that's not what I meant. What I mean is, why do you insist on calling me Mr. Simpson every time you speak to me? It's driving me nuts.
My mother always said you couldn't drive a person to a place they were already at, Mr. Simpson. Now, for the last time, would you like that cup of tea, Mr. Simpson?
Yes. Are there any biscuits?
Yes, there are, Mr. Simpson.
Good. I'll have a couple of chocolate hobnobs with my tea.
Sorry, you can't. You're watching your weight.
No, I'm not. You are. And I don't particularly want you to.
Late onset diabetes, Mr. Simpson. We don't want you getting that now, do we?
Yes, we do.
so lonely since your wife passed away.
Doesn't seem a year and a half since she died. He's got a good job in New York, you know, Tom. Yeah, that's one of the top London advertising agencies, yes. He got promoted to senior vice president a few months back.
Quite a busy day for you, Mr. Simpson.
Yes, well...
How long was he staying for?
Oh, he's been over here a week already on business, but he's driving down from Leeds today to meet up with his girlfriend, Sandy. Strangely enough, I've never actually met her, even though the two of them have been together now for the last 7 years. Helen developed a morbid fear of flying soon after he moved out there, so we haven't really got over there much.
It's a busy day then for you.
Yes, it is a busy day, and now you've had my life story, where's my bloody tea?
You should learn a bit of patience, Mr. Simpson. I'll go and get it directly. Try not to blow yourself up when I'm out of the room. But first, I'll get the door. No, Mr. Simpson, you stay there. No need to squander energy by forgetting your body and past when it got me here to slavishly hand at your every whim.
Bloody woman.
Right! How are you, old boy? Sorry to arrive unannounced.
Harry, great to see you. Have you brought Jill?
Yes, of course. Sorry to just pop in. We're on our way back from, anyway. Jill's in the hallway, and she'll be right in. She's having a word with your woman.
Not my woman. Mavis was only placed on this earth to torment the hell out of me. Oh, here she is. Hello, Jill.
Hello, Frank. Have a look at you. No, you're looking a lot worse than I remember. Your house, really. But then you're getting on a bit, aren't you?
Yes, I am. But not as much as you. Would you like a cup of tea?
Provided you're not making it, yes, please.
Harry?
Yes, please, old boy. It's a bit dry.
Okay, well, I'll get Mavis to make one. You sit yourselves down. Mavis? Mavis!
Mr. Simpson, if you called me all the way in here to tell me that your guests would like a cup of tea, may I remind you that I have waited on royalty, and I do know how to greet people. I inquired when the guests arrived, and the tea is underway. Darjeeling for you, sir. Lady Grey for madam. And peachy tips for you, Mr.
Yes, thank you, Mavis. But actually, I was going to ask if you could bring in some biscuits as well.
Now, blow me down. You posh people really know how to live. I would never have thought of that. Would you like them on a plate? Or would you like to hand them round in a bucket? May I return to my place below stairs now, Mr. Simpson?
Oh, clear off, you batty woman! Sorry about that. She drives me nuts. But Caroline took her on, so I can't really get rid of her. And anyway, despite her obvious failings, she's quite efficient.
Does she live in, Frank?
Oh, yeah, she's got the old guest room.
Lyle, or Frank?
No, I'm bloody not. She scares the pants off me. Tell me, what part of Cloud's cuckoo land do you live in these days? Still, nice to see you're as loopy as ever. Now tell me, why are you both here?
Well, it's your birthday, old boy. We haven't seen you in quite a while.
Oh, well, that's very thoughtful. But what's the real reason you're here? I mean, you just didn't drive down here on the off chance. I could have been out, you know.
Not much chance of you being out visiting friends. You haven't got any.
I'm not rising to that.
Why? Has Mavis worn you out?
Would you get a grip on your wife, Aaron?
If only.
No, I can't control her. She's still on those HRT tablets. I've tried to swap them with aspirin, but she noticed.
Ironic, really, since it's you with all the headaches.
There you are to be all round. This is yours. And yours. And one that looks like it's been brewed from the contents of a well-matured compost is yours.
Who's the fourth cup for, Mavis?
That would be for me, Mr. Simpson.
Getting a bit of bob yourself, aren't you, Mavis?
Since I'm employed as a
such thing. This is Harry, by the way, Jill's long-suffering husband.
Pleased to meet you. Mavis?
Burton, Mavis Burton, as in gone for. Would anyone like a biscuit?
Oh, not rich tea. You know I don't like rich tea.
Digestives are bad for you, Mrs. Simpson.
It's like a prison camp round here. If you want to eat something you actually enjoy, you have to smuggle it in and stuff down your trousers.
Now, definitely, which I wish I hadn't conjured up.
What's this thing?
Your birthday present. Biscuits.
Biscuits? Oh, great. What sort are they?
Continental, old boy. Jill picked them up in a little bakery in Amsterdam. We popped over there for a long weekend.
They smell a bit funny. You sure they're all right?
Handmade, old boy.
Well, I'll save them for later, when the camp commandant isn't around to confiscate their rations.
People were much healthier when food was rationed, Mrs. Simpson.
Yes, but they were bloody miserable, though.
Well, you seem to have the worst of both worlds, then.
Only since you were sent to torment me, Mavis.
Do you see much of Caroline, Frank?
Yeah, she pops round at least once a week, and if she's feeling particularly vindictive, she brings that husband of hers as well.
Still having problems coming to terms with Adrian, are you, Frank?
He's still a plonker, if that's what you mean.
He's a very nice young man. He's a very attentive father and a very good husband to Caroline.
Mavis?
Well, instead of telling my business in part.
As if that's ever bothered you.
There, little girl. Must have got nearly a year old by now.
11 months. Really beautiful. Spitting image of Helen.
Oh, it was nice of them to call her Helen.
Well, Helen. Yes, I suppose it was. I'll get the door, Mavis.
May I remind you, Mrs. Simpson, that according to my contract of employment, my duties are strictly limited to light household duties, which include ironing, cleaning, tidying, the occasional bit of shopping, preparing and cooking of food, and any other light household duties in the kitchen, Mrs. Simpson. It does not include waiting on you hand and foot and slavishly pandering to your every desire.
Another image I could have done without.
I'm quite happy to be flexible with these arrangements, Mrs. Simpson, but you know very well I draw the line at bad manners.
What on earth is she talking about now?
I think Mavis would like you to show her a little more respect, Frank.
I'll show her the bloody door in a minute and she can open it on her way through.
Just please, Frank. She isn't asking much.
What?
Why don't you try? Mavis, please could you answer the door?
Oh, for crying out loud, Mavis, will you see who's at the door? Please.
Of course, Mrs. Simpson, especially as you ask so nicely.
Bloody time. Whoever's at the door is probably starved to death by now. And you two can stop grinning for a start. She's a pain in the backside as it is. I don't need you to encourage her to go on and work to a rule.
Sorry, old boy, but it is rather amusing watching someone standing up to you.
Yes, well, not for much longer. She'll be packing her bags just as soon as I can find a replacement.
Happy birthday, Daddy King.
Hello, sweetheart.
You're not still complaining about Mavis, are you? She's the best thing that's happened to you since Mummy died. Auntie Jill, Uncle Harry. I would have known you were going to be here. Would have brought Helen Mellon with us.
Oh, never mind. We were just passing on our way back. Well, we were just passing. Helen Mellon.
Yes, named after her father. He's a bloody fruitcase.
Daddy, if you stop trying to bully Adrian, I'll set Mavis on you.
So where is the little mite? We haven't seen her since the christening.
Oh, I know, it's such a shame, but she's with her other grandparents today, Grandma and Grandpa Llewellyn.
So she's Helen Mellon Llewellyn. How did I miss that at the christening?
Yes, the vicar refused to christen her with that moniker. Unfortunately, it's still on her birth certificate.
Well, we think it's a jolly nice name. It conjures up sunshine, purity and freshness.
It conjures up left-wing, new-age, liberal, woolly-minded thinking. That's what it conjures up.
I
What would you have to go through at school?
I think Mellon's a lovely name, Caroline. Was it your idea?
No.
Hello, Dad. Didn't expect to find the house
dived in to try and save him, but in all the excitement, he'd forgotten the pool is rather show, so he bumped his head, knocking himself senseless too.
Something Adrian couldn't do.
Then, the two other guys left him to try and rescue care of them. It's all got a bit crowded.
We should have sent for a lifeboat.
Meanwhile, I was in the final stages of labour, surrounded by total chaos and being completely ignored. By the time anyone remembered I was there, Helen had been born, and Adrian was being given the kiss of life at the side of the pool by a 17-stone, rugby-playing junior doctor from Glasgow.
I had shaving rest for a week.
I don't know why you couldn't have had a normal delivery like sane people do.
Oh, waterbird's quite normal these days, you know, old boy. Apparently it reduces the agony of the delivery.
What's agony? It's all a con. I'm actually convinced that childbirth is completely painless and that every female on the planet is party to some great conspiracy against men.
An interesting thesis, Frank. What do you base it on?
Easy. I nearly electrocuted myself just now. It bloody hurt. So I'm hardly likely to deliberately do it again now, am I? If childbirth is so painful, why, in this age of widely available contraception, would anyone voluntarily do it more than once? That's just a big scam to get at us men.
Why, David? What could we possibly get out of you?
Chocolates by the ton and lorry loads of flowers for a start. Plus, an overwhelming sense of moral superiority because us gullible chaps are made to feel guilty for causing the situation in the first place, when it's you lot who initiate it most of the time.
Must admit you have a point there, old boy.
Harry?
Well, on second thoughts, no, perhaps I don't.
Look at the evidence. Women say they can stand pain better than men, and always use childbirth as an excuse. If men had to have babies, we'd have died out years ago. Rubbish. Us poor old men have to go along with it because we can't prove otherwise. But haven't you noticed that it's these supposedly long-suffering women who scoff paracetamol by the ton the minute they think they're getting a headache?
Well, I don't, do I, sweetie?
No, you never do seem to have a headache, old girl.
Aren't you lucky?
Yes, Lucky's got a lot of to escape to.
How's the job going, Adrian? The council still keeping you busy?
Oh, Adrian's been promoted, haven't you, Adrian?
Yes, indeed. I am now senior smoking cessation officer, effective from the beginning of last month.
Wonderful, old boy. More pay. That'll come in handy with the young baby.
Yes, well, it's not a lot more money, really. It's more of a status thing. Now that I've got a couple of young lads under me.
Oh, stop dreaming,
What? Now you've got assistants to help you do your non-job. I wonder my bloody rates are so high.
So what do your new assistants do then, Adrian?
Well, Quentin is...
Quentin? Oh, it had to be.
Quentin is the new chief assistant smoking liaison officer, and Tarquin... Tarquin is the deputy assistant smoking liaison officer, open brackets, communications division, close brackets.
What Harry mentors, what do they actually do?
Writing out their job titles most of the day.
Well, Quentin investigates ways to expand our remit of monitoring personal substance abuse, and Tarquin publicises our work both within and without our departmental working environment.
So, in a nutshell, one half of your small but ever-growing band of busybodies looks at ways to interfere with our personal lives, and the other half spends the rest of its time talking about it.
Say, if you can't say anything nice about Adrian and all the good he's doing, then don't say anything at all.
I shall join the order of Trappists first thing in the morning.
I'm sorry to interrupt what's obviously a most enjoyable rant against the world in general, Mrs. Simpson, and your son-in-law in particular, but you might like to know that you have a visitor.
Really? I didn't hear the doorbell.
Playing in the back way is that nice Australian gentleman from next door. Shall I show him in, Mrs. Simpson?
This means trouble. Go on, then. Please. gets killed in a freak accident, and a few days later, this lummox wins a fortune.
In Eastern culture, they believe in periodicity. Life is all about balance. For every good deed, there is a bad. For every act of pleasure, there is one of pain.
I like that idea. Can you give us a one?
Calm down, old girl. It's only a theory.
Adrian, you jolly well stop posing when you heard that on a yogurt commercial.
Oh, did I?
Mind you, Thomas, if that is true, Helen got the only toppy in that box of sauce tennis, didn't she?
Thanks, Bruce.
Here you are, Mr. Bruce. Can of lager. I hope it's as cold as you like it.
Yes, Bruce, drink up and enjoy the only bit of pleasure I have left to look forward to.
Thanks, Mavis. Cheers, mate. Bottoms up.
Now you're talking my language.
Well,
It's nice to know that Sigmund Freud and well have been in East Anglia. Now, to what do we owe this pleasure, Bruce? There's always something dubious about to happen when you're around.
Well, yeah, as you happen to mention, I do have a bit of a proposition for you.
Does it involve Adrian?
Adrian? Yeah, a little bit, but it's got more to do with Caroline, if you see what I mean.
As is usually the case with you, Bruce, I haven't got the faintest idea what you're talking about.
Well, things have got a bit tricky for old Brucey boy lately. I had a couple of visitors yesterday morning. It's given me a trog over problems, so I've been thinking hard ever since.
You get a lot of visitors, Bruce, especially after the pubs close. So no change there. But you thinking hard as well is a fresh development.
Yeah, well, these were not what you might call normal visitors. They were official visitors from Customs and Immigration. See, my visa ran out 6 months ago, and because I didn't renew it, they sent me back to Oz the week after next.
oh, don't worry about that, old boy. There are lots of appeals and procedures to go through first. Why, some people have been known to raise whole families here whilst all the paperwork's sorted out.
Problem seems to be that I didn't try to appeal.
Why not, old boy?
I didn't get to read the letters.
There you are then. If they didn't send you anything, it's not your fault. All you have to do is appeal.
Yeah, it's not that simple.
So here we go. Why not, Bruce?
Well, ever since I won the lottery, I've been getting a lot of junk money. Now, I'm not a Scrooge, but I really hate getting letters from people begging me for money. I ain't official letters. No one else ever writes to me, so I've got this nice little shredder, and I've bolted it to the back of the letterbox. Everything has come down in the last 6 months, shredded the moment it comes right with it.
What about return of delivery? Didn't you have to sign for the ones from the government?
Oh, them too. Now, this shredder makes this really neat little noise. Sounds like one of them lightsabers out of Star Wars. I like it. I just stuck them straight in there myself. No worries.
So let me get this straight. You've been shredding all these official letters after first signing to say you've received them. Hey, smart move, smart move, Bruce. You've really excelled yourself this time.
Well, how was I to know what was in them?
Well, opening them and reading them would have been a step in the right direction.
And do without the lecture, Sheila,
Jill.
whatever.
Bruce, why don't you simply go back to Australia, then apply for another visa and come back here in a few weeks' time?
Well, I think there'd be a few people in Australia who take quite a bit of pleasure in making my life uncomfortable. Now I'll come into a few dollars, if you know what I mean.
Oh, this is wonderful news, Bruce. You're afraid to go home. The paper you were trying to get Adrian away in prison not so very long ago.
Yeah, sorry about that. But it all worked out okay in the end, didn't it?
No thanks to you, Bruce. It was Adrian who put a stop to it. Wasn't it, Adrian?
Well, I wouldn't quite put it like that. But I suppose I did have a hand in it.
Yeah, I'd say you had a hand in it. You smacked me around the head with the cricket bat.
You insulted my wife.
Let's not go through all that again. Bruce, why don't you tell us the reason you are here?
All right, Harry, I'll come straight to the point.
Bit late in the day for that.
Caroline, will you marry me?
You great fool.
Bruce, you can't marry Caroline. She's already spoken for.
I think it's fantastic fun.
Fun of you, maybe. Bruce, have you completely fallen off your horse?
Listen, what's Caroline
great oath.
I just...
I know Adrian.
Caroline, don't be so hasty. Think about it. 2 men. It could be the start of your own personal harem. Not a good start, admittedly. Things could become.
Will everyone please be quiet? Caroline is my wife.
No need to be possessive, mate. I don't want to borrow her for a couple of weeks.
What? You can't borrow a wife, she's not a bloody library book.
Well, that's where you're wrong. Not about her being a library book, obviously, but I can borrow her. If Caroline and Adrian will let me, of course, I'll make it worth their while.
Caroline is not for sale.
Hold on, Amy. I think I know where this is going. How much?
£100,000.
£500,000.
No way.
Take it or leave it.
Has he got £500,000?
Well, that's almost loose change to him. Well, Bruce?
I don't know, that's a lot of beer.
Well, you don't have much choice. If you want me, then you'll have to pay for going away.
Now, Caroline, what's going on? You can't possibly divorce Adrian. Did I say that?
Caroline, what are you doing?
Hold on, ladies. Let's listen to what Bruce has to say, and then we can decide.
Caroline, I think you should know the penalties for bigamy are pretty severe. Not to mention aiding and abetting an illegal immigrant.
Well, I don't think that's quite what jolly old Bruce has in mind. Is it, jolly old Bruce?
Well, no, not exactly. You see, to stay in the country, I need to marry an English sheep. Now, I haven't got time to go around and find someone I can trust, and, you know, Caroline's pretty much okay.
Thanks.
Right, so anyway, here's what we do. For just over $1,000, Caroline and Adrian can get a quick divorce in Guam. It's in the Philippines, in an American-controlled territory, so it's all legit.
Oh, paper, of course. Oh, that's generous. So you're going to give some semi-literate, mafia-funded refugee from a banana republic a bundle of used notes so he can do some highly dubious divorce papers, and then take Caroline halfway around the world to that two-pot excuse for a country in order to get them served?
No, need, mate. We can do it on the net.
I call progress.
Don't get excited. Too much, old girl. This sort of thing would get me out of a job.
Well, anyway, once all that's settled, Caroline, Adrian and I fly to Las Vegas, where she and I get married. Then we fly back into country, where I get in no worries now. A couple of weeks later, we do the wild thing again, leaving Adrian free to remarry Caroline. Brilliant, isn't it?
And Adrian and I would be £500,000 better off. Let's go outside and talk, Hazy.
I'm not sure I'm too happy about this.
Hang on a minute. I didn't say £500,000. That's just what you were asking.
Well, you don't have much choice, Bruce. If you want me, then that's what you have to pay. That's what I would normally charge for this sort of thing. Well, I'm only joking, Sandy. Bruce, come back this afternoon. We'll have an answer for you then.
Lily, I'm really very unhappy about it. I don't think we should even consider it.
For £500,000, it's worth thinking about.
Well, I'll be off then, Thomas. You know where I'll be if you need me.
Public bar or lounge?
Oh, no, I'm going back next door. I'm going for a bit of a lie down. I've got some tinnies in. No, this is pretty stressful for a sensitive guy like me. See you later, bye.
Frank, this could make Caroline a very rich lady.
I'm not so sure this is going to work out, you know. Bruce could still be deported if he divorces Caroline too quickly.
Well, that's his problem. There are plenty of other countries for him to live in. Why can't he go and live in one of those anyway?
Apparently he likes it here because we speak Australian. Don't worry, Caroline won't go through with it. I know she won't. She's just stringing Bruce along for what happened last Christmas. I'm not worried. Oh, at last, that'll be Tom.
Got Mr. Simpson for you, Mr. Simpson.
Tom, there you are. Oh, let me look at you. Oh, you look fantastic. You remember Jill and Harry, friends of your mother's?
Tom, how are you, old boy? Your father talks about you and Pop.
Hi, Harry. Hi, Jill. I'm good, thanks.
You're still a fine-looking lad, Tom. Must check out your mother's side.
Shut up, Jill. Would you like a drink, Tom? A beer?
Not for me. If you have English tea, that would be fine.
Oh, I'll get Mavis to make you one. If there's one thing I can't falter on, it's tea making. This is Mavis, by the way.
Caroline Shaw.
Caroline has told me so much about you, so I'm pleased to finally make your acquaintance, Mavis.
And still he came, despite advance warning. My son is a brave man.
I find my life so much easier
you? You do well in New York.
Yeah, like I said, I'm good, thanks. Doing pretty well. Just about to move to a new apartment on the west side.
So how's that girlfriend of yours? Her name's Sandy, by the way. Isn't it about time you put the question and made an honest woman of her?
Well, I don't think that's on the cards just right now.
Where is she? I thought she was coming with you.
Sandy's been a bit delayed.
Oh, but I thought she was...
Tommy!
Castle Brown, don't you? There you go. Where's Jill got to?
Oh, Jill's popping the wine in the fridge to Jill, and she's lending Mavis a hand. She seems a bit tense. How are things otherwise?
Oh, well, let's sum up the day's events so far, shall we? My son, who I only see once in a blue moon, is frightened to death of me, and his girlfriend seems hell-bent on avoiding me. My son-in-law is being forced to participate in the white slave trade. Caroline is planning to commit bigamy, adultery, and break God knows how many more of the Ten Commandments. And finally, for the last 4.5 years, I've been under the firm delusion that she'd married the most unsuitable man possible, only to find that after just one financial inducement, she's seriously considering swapping him for the only man on the planet who's worse than the one she's already got. Oh, and Mavis has got the hump with me. Things can only get better. Cheers!
I wouldn't be spending the night with you or anything. You'd be there all the time. You'd be there to protect me.
Yes, I understand that, Lily, but it's not right. I don't want to do it. And there's so much that could go wrong.
There's nothing that could go wrong. We looked it up on the internet, didn't we? Bruce is right. You can get a quickie divorce as well.
But I don't want a divorce, Lily. I'm a happily married man. Well, I'm married anyway. But what if Bruce thinks he won't give you a divorce when he gets back?
He will. He didn't. Well, make sure he wanted to.
How can you count on that? Once he has a British passport, you'll have no hold over him. It's like you think, well, he might simply disappear. And then where would that leave us? Helen wouldn't have a mummy or a teddy.
Of course, which raised off Lily. We just wouldn't be married to each other, that's all.
Well, I'm very disappointed that you are considering the very idea of divorce in such a cavalier fashion. I really don't think we should do it.
Well, I do. £500,000 was set up for life.
It's more to life than money, Caroline. We can be poor but happy.
Yes, we can. But given a choice, I'd rather be rich and happy. Thank you very much.
Oh, there you are, Caroline. Not like you to avoid the washing up.
Sorry, I had to sit down.
Oh, you're not still thinking about that harebrained scheme of Bruce's, are you? I thought we persuaded you over much not to even consider it.
No, you didn't persuade me. I spent the entire meal listening to your lecture me. There is a difference, you know.
That's because you and that permanently sozzled semi-house trained, half-literate, pathetic excuse from never even his ancestor are the only ones not prepared to dismiss it out of hand. You know, I never thought the day would come, Caroline, but I find myself in total agreement with him on the day.
Well, Tom thought it was a good idea.
Tom hardly said a word through lunch. His mind seemed to be on another planet. Still, I suppose he's thinking about Sandy. Quite understandable, really. He hasn't seen her for over a week. Anyway, I don't think that Tom's silence should be interpreted as agreement.
Well, I'm going to do it. So there.
I don't agree with this at all, Lily. It breaches the fundamental and sacred oaths we made when we got married.
Hey, you weren't the only ones to make oaths, you know. I made a few myself.
Look, Amy, will you stop arguing with me about this and let's just work together?
Yes, do as you're told, Adrian. The weaker sex has spoken. What do you think, Aaron?
You know what I think, old boy? It's crazy. And almost certainly illegal.
my hollyhocks.
Driving flag, Frank.
Come on, Amy, let's go next door and start negotiating with Bruce.
Caroline, I don't want to do this.
Adrian, shift.
Miss Simpson, I'm glad I got you alone at last.
Don't let Julie say that.
I beg your pardon.
Never mind. What's the problem?
Mr. Simpson, whenever we have visitors, your attitude towards me changes for the worse.
Look, Mavis, don't be silly. I mean, I'm an old codger. I'm supposed to be eccentric. It's part of the job description. And look, in any case, I apologise, right? Now, can you please tell me where Tom is? He seems to have disappeared.
Unless my eyes deceive me, Mr. Simpson, he's standing right behind you. I understand he wants to chat, so I'll leave you two alone.
Oh, Tom! There you are, my boy. Why so quiet over lunch? I mean, is there some problem or something? Oh, would you like a drink?
Not for me, Dad. I'm going back to you.
Oh, of course, silly me. But why so quiet? I'd have thought that after 7 years you'd have turned into one of those overweight, badly dressed, loudmouth Americans with a penchant for daytime TV and supersized portions of chips with everything. But I must say, you're looking good. The American way seems to suit you.
Yeah, I'm thinking of applying for citizenship.
Really? Well, if that's what was bothering you over lunch, then don't. I mean, it's a good thing, isn't it? It's an opportunity, isn't it? Hey, guess what? Tom here is applying for American citizenship.
Congratulations, old boy.
Yeah, well done, Tom.
I only said I was thinking of applying. I haven't actually done anything about it yet, and of course there's no guarantee I'll be accepted.
Oh, don't worry, old boy. I'm sure you'll have no trouble. How does that sonnet go? Keep ancient lands, your storied pomp, cries she, with silent lips. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free, the wretched refuse of your teeming shore.
Harry, I really don't think my son falls into any of those categories. They'll be gaining a fine young man.
Sorry, old boy, I didn't mean anything.
Yeah, if you could show off.
Thanks for your support, old girl.
Yeah, we'll make sure you wear it.
Uncle Harry, we need your help.
What is it, old girl? What's it you can do?
Well, you see, Harry, it's like this. Caroline and Adrian have agreed to marry. Well, yeah, Caroline has anyhow, but there's a small disagreement about the money.
$500,000 too much for even your bottomless pockets then, Bruce?
No, nothing like that. Although Caroline does drive a hard bargain.
It's more that we, well, Adrian, doesn't trust Bruce to cough out the money once the deal's been completed.
Yeah, I'm not entirely convinced that Adrian here will allow my beautiful bride to go through with the ceremony if I hand over the money beforehand.
This has nothing to do with me.
Sorry, old girl. I don't think I want to be an accomplice in this.
Thank you, Harry.
Harry, do as you're told and help Caroline out.
Well,
Pair of real men, aren't you? Yes, dear. Whatever you say, dear.
Dad, stop being so rude.
you use escrow.
A scarecrow?
Not scarecrow, escrow. You find an independent third party you both trust, and Bruce hands the money over to them. When the deal's done, the third party hands the money over to Caroline.
So who do we know that we can both trust? What about you, Uncle Harry? You're a solicitor, you must be trustworthy.
The naivety of youth.
No, not me, old girl. I want no part of this.
Well, then who else do we know that we both can trust?
Mavis.
I'll go and get her. Feel like a spare part here anyway at the moment.
Well, Frank, think of it not so much as losing a phone call, more like gaining a subcontinent.
Less of the insults, Sheila.
I'm going for a walk in the garden.
Caroline, this has gone on far enough. Stop it now before it gets out of hand.
we live in. Will you do it?
I suppose so, Mr. Bruce. At least I won't need an arms guard. Looking after £500,000 doesn't seem half as dangerous as looking after Mr. Simpson here.
You don't know when you're well off, Mavis.
I'm sure I would if I was Mr. Simpson.
You seem to forget, Mavis, you're merely the hired help around here.
Thank you for reminding me, Mr. Simpson. Your memory does you credit for a man of your age. Mr. Bruce, when you're ready, let me know what you want me to do about your letter of credit. I've written quite a few in my time and I know how they work.
Oh, thanks, Mavis. You're a cute possum. We're really grateful, aren't we, Caroline?
Thanks, Mavis. Well, Uncle Harry, would you have ourselves legally?
Of course not, Caroline. This is an absolute minefield. cannabis. You can get them in Holland. They're perfectly legal over there.
Are you allowed to bring them back here?
Not exactly.
Then why the hell did you give them to me? Do I look like a bloody drug addict?
We gave them to you by mistake, okay? I bought several tins of different biscuits, and I hid the hash cakes in a normal tin. Harry must have got them muddled.
I got them muddled. How could I get them muddled? I didn't even know they were in the house.
Listen, I really don't care what you two weirdos get up to in your own house, but I draw the line when you start giving the stuff to me. Oh, I'll probably have the drug squad barring down the door any minute. God, you're the limit, Jill. Don't you think you're a bit old to be a junkie?
I'm not a junkie! You have no idea what it's like to have you. I can't help it, it's not my fault. Don't you realise it's because of you? You killed Helen, my best friend, and you killed her. You think you're so superior to everyone else and you make me sick. I want to go home. I can't stand it here. No one talks about her anymore. No one ever mentions Helen.
What? I don't understand what she's talking about. I didn't kill Helen. She had an accident.
You killed her. You were always putting her down with your stupid little snide remarks. She left here after rowing with you and you couldn't even be bothered to go after her and make sure she was all right. You just let her go and die. Helen's dead. No one ever talks about her.
You're bloody loopy, you are. Do you really believe no one talks about Helen? She was my wife. I think about her all the time. I'm the one who's lost her, not you.
Imagine that, Frank.
She was my friend. I've known her longer than you. One minute she was here, the next minute she was dead. She didn't deserve to die. Why her? Why not me? Why not you? You killed her!
Oh, for crying out loud! You turn up here and be high as a pile on God knows what, with a car full of drugs. You poison him and make him even more stupid than he already is. You eat my food and then you accuse me of murdering my wife.
You bastard! I hate you! Take me away!
That's too much, Frank. Even for you. Can't you see she's ill? She was all right until Helen died. She'd been clean for years. Then the shock of Helen dying, I don't know. She started to feel guilty about still being alive. She started on Valium just after the funeral. It was a few weeks before I realised what was going on. Then prescription drugs, not booze, but some other stuff. I got her into the West Ways Clinic in Norwich. That's where we've just come from. She was starting to get better. You really don't help, do you, Frank? I'll take her home. Thanks for lunch.
My mouth feels dry.
Oh, shut up.
Oh, it's gone bloody mad.
I feel sick.
If you're going to be sick, you can do it outside, Captain Sensible.
would still be neighbours.
God, and I thought this day couldn't get worse. What do you mean? Caroline's only just left. She could have changed her mind already.
Turns out I didn't need Caroline after all. I found myself a new wife, and she's a lot cheaper. Bit of a result for old Ferrucci boy, eh?
A new wife? What brain-dead, idiotic, desperate, overly pathetic excuse for a member of the female sex to even possibly contemplate getting married to you for even the most fleeting of moments, no matter how much you paid her?
That'd be me, Mr. Simpson.
What? You're balmy! You can't possibly marry him! Even you can't be that desperate!
Now hold on, sport. I'm not going to sit here and listen to you insult my fiancée. I'll walk down the pub. I'll book the tickets when we get back, Mavis. First class all the way. Don't you forget.
You're not serious.
Whatever not, Mr. Simpson. He's a fine young man.
Think of the complications. Think of the age difference. He'll marry you and then he'll just divorce you once he's got his visa renewed.
Then I'll be entitled to half his assets, Mr. Simpson. Avoiding the marriage consummated, of course.
Consummated? Sex? With him? You mad? Think of the complications. Sex with him? At your age? It could be fatal.
Well, if he dies, he dies, Mr. Simpson. Well, Mr. Simpson is a marriage of convenience. He needs to get married and I'm convenient. In some ways, I'll make him the perfect wife.
How do you work that out?
Well, I'm a great cook and housekeeper, and I really don't mind if we stay out all night.
Well, what about me?
You can stay out all night with him if you want. I'm sure you both have a grand old time.
That's not what I meant.
I know what you meant, Mr. Simpson. Quite frankly, it's none of my concern. If you don't mind, Mr. Simpson, I've left my letter of resignation on the telephone table. I'll forego any holiday pay. You might like to consider giving it to my successor as a living wage. Now, if you don't mind, Mr. Simpson, I'm off to pack my bags. I haven't been to Las Vegas for quite a while, and I'm looking forward to a few games of blackjack again.
Brilliant. What a perfect bloody day.
Mavis seems in a bit of a hurry.
She's gone off with her new toy boy.
Sorry.
Oh, never mind. At least you're still speaking to me. I seem to be running out of people to talk to today.
Where is everybody?
Oh, well, it's all rather simple, really. Jill turned out to be addicted to prescription drugs and a few other things. Harry's beside himself with worry, so they both blamed me and gone off in a huff. Adrian got stoned on some biscuits Jill gave me, so him and Caroline have also gone home. Oh, and Mavis has resigned and is about to elope with Bruce next door. And apparently it's entirely my fault. I didn't realise I was so omnipotent.
Well, I don't want to add to your troubles. There's something I need to talk to you about before I leave. I've been trying to get you on your own all day, but, well, it's been difficult. Now brace yourself, Dad. You're not going to like this.
Oh, now what? Tom, if it's about that American citizenship thing, well, like I said, don't worry about it. I'm proud of you, Tom. I'll try and go over to see you both soon. It's a long overdue trip anyway.
It's nothing to do with American citizenship.
Then what is the matter, Tom? I mean, you've been acting strangely ever since you arrived. Honestly, Tom, it really does. I mean, we hardly see each other anymore, and I spent today feeling as though I hardly know you anymore.
Well, it's hardly surprising, is it? There's no way I can ever live up to your expectations of me. All my life I've never been able to. You've spent all day speaking as though the sun shines on my backside. Why do you think I went to work in the States?
Oh, because the prospects are better there, of course. And they are. I mean, you've done remarkably well for yourself. You're senior vice president with a great future ahead of you. And from what your mother told me about Sandy, oh, she sounds like a terrific girlfriend.
No, Dad, it wasn't any of that. It really wasn't. I was running away.
Running away? I don't understand. Running away from what?
Not what, Dad, who? I was running away from you. be ashamed of. I moved to New York because I couldn't face the prospect of spending my life trying to live up to what you thought I should be. You're always so proud of me, yet so intolerant of everyone else's failings. I didn't want to lose your respect.
It's what I don't understand. You haven't and you couldn't. I'm immensely proud of you, Tom. I could bore for England about you and Caroline. You just ask Harry. If he ever comes back.
Hey, Dad, listen up. I'm gay.
Gay? You've got a girlfriend, Sandy.
Dad, Sandy isn't Sandy with an IE. Sandy is Sandy with a Y, as in boy.
As in boy? What do you mean?
As in not girl.
Oh, God! You're serious, aren't you?
Yes, Dad, I'm serious. I've been trying to pluck up the courage to tell you all day.
Are you honestly trying to tell me you're a raving puffer?
Haven't quite come to terms with the concept of political correctness yet, have you, Dad? But I am, as you so charmingly put it.
But you can't be. I mean, you're my son. There's no history. Well, certainly not on my side of the family. I mean, your mother's brother was always a bit suspect. I mean, he drowned trying to cross a boating lake.
Didn't realise he was that religious.
It was January. It was frozen over. Don't change the subject. Can't you see someone? I mean, there must be some medication you can take. Hey, look at Jill. That HRT turned her from a peer of the WY into a sex maniac.
I'm not ill, Dad. I'm quite happy about it.
Well, I'm bloody not. It's a phase. It's New York. You'll grow out of it.
Dad, it's my life.
It can't be.
Dad, get into your head. I'm gay.
Oh, Mother must be turning in her grave. I can visualise it now, and I put my clogs and go to that great estate agent in the sky. I'll bang on the door, soon Pete will answer it, and I'll ask where Helen Simpson is. Who he'll say? Helen Simpson, I'll say. You know, the one with a poster son who lives in New York. Oh, he'll say, you mean revolving Helen?
What do you mean? She knew. I told her I was gay years ago.
Then why did she tell me?
I really can't imagine.
When did you tell her?
A couple of years before I moved to New York. I've known her since I was 18 and, well, I felt she should know.
Why didn't you tell me?
Might have something to do with the fact that you're a right-wing, intolerant, bigoted, overly judgmental homophobe.
You know, it would be nice if people concentrated on my good points occasionally.
Those are your good points.
Oh! This explains why your mother developed a fear of flying. She didn't want us to go to New York in case I found out.
No, she didn't. Sorry about that.
You little... Oh! Your mother kept up the pretense until the day she died. We didn't have a decent holiday for 5 years, thanks to your perverted sexual orientation.
I am not perverted.
Of course you are. It's hardly natural, is it? Planning a family, are you?
There have been precedents. There's a couple in Tribeca I know.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. It's made us get your attention, but you don't have the right equipment. Oh, what's your sister going to think?
She knows. She's
Oh, great. What about that husband of hers? Does he know?
His name's Adrian. Yes, of course he knows. Never bothered him.
No, well, it wouldn't, would it? He probably thinks it's obligatory. Who else knows? Oh, this will go down a storm at a golf club. I'll probably be blackballed.
Quite appropriate under the circumstances. But I really can't imagine anyone other than you is going to be in the slightest bit bothered. Mavis wasn't.
You told me? Why didn't you just put out a full-page advert in the Guardian?
Why shouldn't I? I'm not ashamed of what I am. Caroline suggested I speak with Mavis. She's been around a bit, and well, she didn't try to judge.
Well, it's about time more people did do a bit of judging. God, even judges don't judge anymore. Mind you, half of them are raving woofers. Moral fibre, that's what this country needs, and more of it. If no one sets standards, how are ordinary people supposed to know where to draw the line? God, it's It's no wonder you turned out like this. It certainly wasn't anything you got from me or your mother. What the hell am I going to do now?
Dad, you don't have to do anything. It's my life, and I'm living it the way I want to.
Oh, no, you're not. You've got in with some liberal, lefty, touchy-feely pinko mob who think you can't express yourself unless you wear your sex life on your T-shirt. I want you home with me, Tom, so we can sort your life out.
How dare you? My sexuality is only a part of my life, not all of it.
I'm your father, and you'll do as I say. I know it's been a long time coming, but I've put my foot down now. You can have your old room back.
I don't want my old room back. In fact, I don't want to live in the same house as you. I don't want to live in the same country as a reactionary, right-wing, self-opinionated old fart I'm ashamed to call my father. It's my life, and I'm going to live it the way I want to and with who I want to. But I mean as much to you as you say. The fact that Sandy and I are happy together should be all that matters. Instead, all you're worried about is your wounded pride and what you perceive as a threat to your reputation. Grow up, Dad. Ask yourself, why is it that you only have pictures of us as kids? We're not kids anymore. It's time you got used to it. I'm going now. I'm not coming back. Not for a very long time. There really just isn't any point. Enjoy your life, Dad, if you can call it life. Oh, and happy birthday.
Talk to, Helen. I need you. There's no point trying to change. I am who I am. My life is so empty and pointless. I've nothing left to look forward to. I've spent my whole life achieving absolutely bugger all. What is the bloody point?
Before I go, Mr. Simpson, would you like a nice cup of tea?
Oh, bloody hell!
Wouldn't it be nice to get